G'day everyone and welcome back to Centrelink Support Hub. I'm John, and if you are watching this for the very first time, a very warm welcome to you. This channel exists for one reason and one reason only, to make sure that you, as an Australian senior, a pensioner, or a retiree, never get left behind when the rules change. Now, before we get into today's topic, I want to take just a moment for our community, because this channel is built by you, for you. I want to ask you directly, how are you managing right now? Are your Centrelink payments coming through correctly? Is your asset testing giving you trouble? Are you confused about what you are actually entitled to? Whatever is happening in your world right now, I want to hear about it. Drop it down in the comments below. Tell me your situation. Tell me what is confusing you. Tell me what is going wrong. If you are currently facing a specific problem, a frustrating delay, or an unresolved issue with Centrelink, your payments, or your asset testing, please tell me down in the comments below. I promise I will design and base my upcoming videos directly on the topics and issues that get the most requests from you, our community. And if you are not subscribed yet, please hit that red subscribe button right now and ring that notification bell, because when I drop the video that answers your specific question, I need you to be the first one to see it. Right. Now, let's talk about your money. Because time is ticking. If you have ever walked up to an ATM, put your card in, and been hit with a fee you did not see coming, or if you have ever tried to pay for your groceries with cash and been told, sorry, we do not take cash here, then what I am about to tell you in the next few minutes could literally save you hundreds of dollars every single year. Because right now, in 2026, the Australian government has quietly changed the rules around ATMs, cash, and your bank card. And most pensioners and retirees have absolutely no idea these changes have happened. Not one. And here is the part that should make you sit up straight in your chair right now. Some of these changes work in your favor, but others contain hidden traps that are already costing everyday Australians money. We are talking about 3 separate law changes. One that already happened on the 1st of January, one that came into force on the 31st of March, and one that is coming on the 1st of October. And if you do not know the rules before your next shopping trip, before your next ATM visit, you could walk away with less money in your pocket than you should have. Stay right there. Do not touch that screen, because this could be the most important few minutes of your financial week. Now, let me start by being completely straight with you, because that is what this channel is built on. There is no single law called the new ATM law. What has actually happened is something more significant than that. The Australian government, the Reserve Bank of Australia, and a financial crime watchdog called AUSTRAC have all made changes at roughly the same time. And together, they form a completely new banking landscape that every Australian senior needs to understand before they spend another dollar. Let me walk you through each one in plain English. No jargon, just the facts. Law number 1, the cash mandate. It started on the 1st of January 2026. This is the one that most people have heard bits and pieces about, but almost nobody knows the full picture. Here is what it actually says. From the 1st of January this year, grocery retailers and fuel stations, including the big supermarkets like Coles and Woolworths, and petrol stations like BP and AmPol, are now legally required to accept cash payments from you. That is right. If you walk into Woolworths with a $50 note to buy your groceries, they cannot turn you away. The transaction must be $500 or less, which covers virtually every weekly grocery shop a pensioner does. And here is something brilliant for those of you who prefer to pay your bills in person. Australia Post is also covered. You can still pay your electricity bill, your phone bill, and your council rates with cash at your local post office through the bank at Post and Post Bill Pay service. Now, why does this matter so much for seniors? Because around 1.5 million Australians use cash for more than 80% of their everyday purchases. And many of them are pensioners and retirees who depend on cash to budget carefully, to avoid debt, and to maintain control over their spending week to week. This law was designed specifically to protect you. Law number 2, the AUSTRAC ATM reform. It came into force on the 31st of March 2026. This one almost nobody is talking about, and it is genuinely good news for pensioners who use cash. AUSTRAC is Australia's financial crime watchdog, and they recently updated something called the Anti-Money Laundering Rules. In plain English, here is what changed. Previously, if you used an ATM that was not your own bank's ATM, like a machine at a convenience store, a pub, or a club, that ATM operator was technically required to go through an identity verification process for you. That caused complications, delays, and for some seniors, embarrassment and confusion. From the 31st of March, that requirement has been removed for any cash withdrawal under $10,000. For every pensioner taking out a few $100s a week, this means a smoother, faster, and simpler ATM experience at non-bank machines. It is a genuine piece of regulatory relief, and you deserved it. Law number 3, the RBA card surcharge ban. Coming on the 1st of October 2026. This one has not happened yet, but it is coming fast, and you need to prepare for it. The Reserve Bank of Australia has confirmed that from the 1st of October 2026, businesses will no longer be able to charge you a surcharge for paying by EFT POS, Visa, or MasterCard debit or credit card. That little extra fee you see at the bottom of your receipt, the 30 cents, the 50 cents, the 1%, gone. The Reserve Bank of Australia estimates this will save Australian consumers $1.6 billion every single year. For a pensioner who taps their card dozens of times a week, that adds up to real money back in your pocket. Mark that date, October the 1st. Now here is where I need you to pay very close attention, because every one of these 3 laws contains a trap, a catch, a hidden rule that is already tripping up ordinary Australians, and particularly seniors, and nobody is talking about these traps until now. Hidden trap number 1, the time window. The cash acceptance mandate does not apply around the clock. It only applies between 7 in the morning and 9 at night. So if you go to your local Coles at 9:30 in the evening and you try to pay with cash, they are legally allowed to refuse you. Write that down, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. That is your cash window. Hidden trap. Number 2, not every business has to accept cash. I know what you might be thinking. Does this mean everywhere has to take cash now? No, it does not. Coffee shops, exempt. Clothing stores, exempt. Restaurants, exempt. Sporting venues, entertainment venues, exempt. The mandate only covers grocery retailers and fuel stations above $10 million in annual turnover. Small businesses with a turnover under $10 million are also completely exempt. So if your local corner store says no to cash, they may well be within their rights. The law is narrower than the headlines suggest. Hidden trap number 3. This is the one that is silently draining pensioners. Here is the uncomfortable truth about ATMs in 2026. If you use an ATM that does not belong to your bank, a machine at a convenience store, a service station, a hotel lobby, you are being charged between $2.50 and $3.50 per withdrawal. Now that might sound small, but let's do the maths together. If a pensioner makes just 3 withdrawals a week from non-bank ATMs, that is roughly $10 a week. $40 a month, nearly $500 a year. That is money that should be in your pocket going straight back to a private ATM operator. The AUSTRAC reform. I mentioned earlier means you will not be asked for your ID anymore at these machines, but the fee, that fee is still there. Hidden trap number 4. Do not argue with your shopkeeper just yet. I have already seen comments on other channels. Pensioners saying they told a shop owner the surcharge is banned and they got into an argument. Here is the fact. As of today, surcharges are still legal. The ban does not come into force until October the 1st, 2026. Until that date, businesses are allowed to charge you a surcharge as long as it does not exceed their actual processing cost. Do not walk into a shop and tell them they are breaking the law, because right now, they are not. Wait until October. Then the rules change in your favor. Hidden trap number 5, the surcharge loophole. Even after October the 1st, the surcharge ban only covers Visa, MasterCard, and EFT POS cards. If you pay with American Express, Diners Club, PayPal, or any buy now pay later service like Afterpay or Zip, you can still be surcharged indefinitely. So if you are using one of those methods thinking it is covered, check again. I want to stop for a moment and speak to you personally. I know that managing money on an age pension is not easy. The current full age pension sits at around $1,178 per fortnight for a single person. That is not a lot. Every single dollar matters. And when hidden fees, confusing rules, and quiet law changes chip away at that money, it is not just frustrating. It is genuinely stressful. It affects your sleep. It affects your dignity. It affects your ability to live your life. That is why these 3 laws matter so deeply for you. The cash mandate protects your right to use the money you are most comfortable with, notes and coins, without being turned away at the supermarket checkout like you do not belong there. The AUSTRAC ATM reform means less friction, less confusion, and less hassle when you simply want to take out your own money. And the October surcharge ban means that by the end of this year, every time you tap your card at Coles, at the chemist, at the doctor's surgery, you will not pay a single extra cent for the privilege of spending your own money. These are wins, real wins, for real Australians, but only if you know about them, only if you understand the rules, and only if you protect yourself from the traps hiding inside them. Right, let's make this practical. Here is exactly what I want you to do this week to protect your money under these new rules. Step 1. Find your bank's free ATM network. Call your bank or check their website and find out exactly which ATMs you can use for free. For most Australians, this means sticking to your own bank's branded machines. Write down the nearest 2 or 3 locations to your home and your regular shopping area. Use only those machines. Stop paying $2.50 to $3.50 every time you need cash. Step 2. Know your cash window. Write this on a sticky note and put it on your fridge if you need to. Cash at supermarkets and petrol stations is only protected between 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. Plan your shopping accordingly. Step 3. Know where cash is and is not accepted. The mandate covers Coles, Woolworths, IGA, Aldi, and major petrol stations. It does not cover your local cafe, restaurant, boutique clothing store, or entertainment venues. If you rely on cash day to day, plan which shops to use for your cash-dependent purchases. Step 4. If you are refused cash illegally, know what to do. If a supermarket or petrol station refuses to accept your cash during mandate hours and they are above the $10 million turnover threshold, they are breaking the law. The maximum penalty for them is $198,000. You have the right to report this. Contact the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, the ACCC, at accc.gov.au. Calmly note the date, the time, the store name, and exactly what was said. That is your evidence. Step 5. Set a diary reminder for October the 1st. From the 1st of October 2026, surcharges on Visa, MasterCard, and EFT POS will be banned. From that date, if a business charges you a surcharge on those card types, they are breaking the law. Set a reminder now. Know your rights on that day. Step 6. If you travel overseas, enable your card first. If you have family overseas and you are planning a trip, contact your bank before you leave and ask them to enable international ATM access on your card. If you do not do this, your card may be blocked at overseas ATMs, and you could find yourself stranded without access to your money. This takes 5 minutes on the phone to your bank. Do it before you fly. Now let me give you your legal rights and your official contact points. Because knowledge without action is just noise, and I want you to be able to act. The cash acceptance mandate is governed by regulations under the Australian Government's Payment Systems Regulation Act, administered by the Australian Treasury. The official announcement was made by Treasurer Jim Chalmers and is publicly available at the Treasury Minister's website. I have put the direct link in the description below this video. If you believe a covered retailer is violating the mandate, your path is the ACCC. Right now today, businesses also cannot charge you a surcharge that exceeds their actual card processing costs. This is already law. If a business charges you an excessive surcharge, the ACCC can and does take action. Report it at accc.gov.au. While ATM fees at non-bank machines are legal, your bank may have a dispute resolution process if you believe you were charged incorrectly. Contact your bank's internal complaints team first. If unresolved, escalate to the Australian Financial Complaints Authority, known as AFCA, at afca.org.au or call them on 1-800 931 678. And here are the official phone numbers I want you to write down right now. Centrelink Older Australians line, 132 300, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Use this for any age pension, pensioner concession card, or financial information service questions. Services Australia Age Care line, 1-800 227 475. Also Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Financial Information Service. Call that same 132 300 number and just say Financial Information Service when prompted. A trained officer will walk you through your financial options completely free of charge. Centrelink Automated Self-Service, 136 240. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for payment balances and basic account queries. National Debt Helpline, 1-877. Free, confidential, for anyone feeling financial pressure. Australian Financial Complaints Authority, 1-800 931 678. For disputes with your bank or financial provider. Every single one of these numbers is free to call. Every single one of these services exists to protect you. Do not hesitate to use them. I have put every link, every phone number, and every official government resource into the description of this video. Everything you need is right there, vetted, verified, and up to date. Before I let you go, let me bring it all together. 3 laws have changed the way you access and spend your money in Australia in 2026. The cash mandate protects your right to use notes and coins at supermarkets and petrol stations between 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. for purchases under $500. Businesses that refuse face fines up to $198,000. The AUSTRAC ATM reform removes unnecessary identity checks at non-bank ATMs for withdrawals under $10,000. Smoother access, less hassle, more dignity. The RBA surcharge ban. From October the 1st, no more surcharges on Visa, MasterCard, or EFT POS. $1.6 billion returned to Australian consumers every year. Know the traps? Know the time windows. Know which businesses are exempt. Know which payment types are not covered. And know your rights when someone breaks the rules. Now I have a personal request for you. If this video helped you, if it answered a question you have been carrying around, please share it. Share it with a friend, a neighbor, a sibling, a parent, because I guarantee you there is a pensioner in your life right now who does not know these rules, who is paying fees they do not have to pay, who is being turned away from paying with cash when the law says they should not be. You sharing this video could save them real money this week. And down in the comments, tell me this. What is the one thing about your Centrelink payments or your banking that is confusing you right now? Write it below. I read every single comment. And your question, your real specific personal question, may become my very next video. Because that is the promise of this channel. You are not alone, you are not forgotten, and you deserve to know exactly where you stand. Until next time, take good care of yourself, take care of your money, and I will see you in the next one. I'm John, and this is Centrelink Support Hub.